This video is about the part of content creation no one speaks about, yet every creator entrepreneur has felt. See, I've been creating content and speaking to camera for over 10 years, but all of a sudden, content felt heavy, draining, and exhausting, while everyone online just kept saying the same thing.
Great content comes from the heart or the brain.
Amplifying your authentic self.
Authenticity is more important than ever.
Authentic content. But no one explains what that actually means or where that comes from when your content just doesn't feel like you yet. So in this video, I'll share the identity shift that finally lets your content feel effortless again. So building your personal brand becomes a byproduct of who you actually are. But to understand how I learned that, I need to take you 2 years back when I gave up everything. I sold my car and threw away 80% of my possession. 15% of my stuff I kept in storage and 5% I took with me in a small suitcase. No business, no remote income, just 2 months of living expenses in the bank and some flight bookings to online entrepreneur hotspots like Dubai, Bali, and as a first destination, Cape Town. My most important assets were my laptop, my camera, and above all, a dream of building a creative business with the coolest people from all around the globe. But while my environment changed radically, my internal self was struggling to catch up. See, the year before in my hometown, I felt like I had made it. The little wins I'd seen made me feel acknowledged in the neighborhood, especially looking at how far I'd come. But now, on the other end of the world, I was nobody. Trying to figure it all out, of course I scrolled social media and saw people already doing the most with their lives. People that were way younger than me, but way more successful than me, that seemed to have it all figured out. Even after creating serious results, I still felt extremely lost, unworthy, and a piece of shit when trying to create content. But what I didn't understand is that my radical decisions required my beliefs to shift. So how do you actually create authentic content? Well, it starts here. Over the past couple years, I invested time, energy, and money into understanding the psychology behind personal branding. I even flew all the way to Hong Kong to the mastermind of Daniel Dalen. And the very first topic we touched, self-awareness. Not algorithms, viral hooks, content formats, self-awareness. Authenticity comes from alignment. Daniel walked us through his famous whiteboard process where building a personal brand starts from self-awareness. And this exercise enables the process of getting to know yourself better than you ever have before.
It, funny enough, actually started with me and a whiteboard as well, defining what makes me me.
I have a link to the resource in the description if you'd want to try out this exercise for yourself. That trip to Hong Kong, I was introduced to a concept that finally worded what I was searching for, and it's called the art of not trying, or as it's named in the book The Inner Game of Tennis, relaxed concentration. The idea is simple but profound. It's described as quieting your internal critic, which is self 1, to trust your body's natural abilities, which is your self 2, achieving a relaxed concentration or flow state by observing without judgment, reducing nervousness and self-doubt for peak performance. This is where you stop forcing it, where you stop trying to perform, but you actually relax into the flow state. But even though this made sense intellectually, something was still missing, because knowing what alignment is and knowing how to actually reach it are two different things. I had to dive a level deeper to really understand this. There's a psychological principle called the cognitive dissonance theory. It explains the discomfort we feel when our actions, beliefs, and identity are out of sync. When your beliefs change, it's quite natural for your actions to follow. If you believe that you are a fit and healthy person, you'll go to the gym naturally because that's just who you are. And while that form of alignment is amazing, oftentimes we're yet to grow into the version that we actually want to become. And so it may not be your belief that changes first, but your action that changes first. In this scenario of change, you have to go through a period of time where what you do does not align with what you believe and who you believe you are. And so the same thing happened for me. I changed my environment radically. I changed my actions radically, but my inner world was still stuck in that old chapter. And that misalignment is exactly what defines imposter syndrome. And so the most impactful personal brands are not the loudest. They are the most self-aware and the most clear, because that self-awareness is your compass, your guidance through life. Once you have direction, then clarity will follow. And that's where momentum begins to feel effortless. That's when creating content stops draining the life out of you. Imposter syndrome isn't a sign that you're fake. It is a proof that you are evolving. You outgrew your old identity and your beliefs are yet to catch up. That weight when you press record and that friction you feel in trying to be yourself in front of camera, it's not a sign that you're doing it wrong. Because over time, if you keep showing up, if you keep putting the action towards your desired self, if you keep creating value, your conviction will grow, and from that, your confidence will naturally solidify. Creating authentic content may not come from trying harder, but from closing the gap between who you are and who you still think you are. Hoping you got some value out of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!